OPEC has agreed to cut back on its production of oil. Now everyone's wondering what this means for the economic stability of the Permian Basin. We have some answers.
We take you to Midland, where an organization is helping families have a hot meal on Christmas and beyond. And it's all thanks to a unique fundraiser.
And our team goes in depth into the story of a former UTPB golf coach who was fired. Documents detail the actions that led to the end of his work with the university.
Live from the most watched station in West Texas, you're watching CBS 7 News, the breaking news and weather authority. CBS 7 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Our top story tonight is one you saw first here on CBS 7 News. We now know why former UT Permian Basin golf coach Mike Banzhoff was fired and then banned from the campus after just 10 months on the job.
It took several weeks, but we finally got our hands on the documents after filing an open records request with the university. CBS 7's Deanne Lopez joins us now live in the studio to explain what she's uncovered. Deanne?
From inappropriate text messages to drinking alcohol with some of its players, these documents reveal why UTPB fired Banzhoff on the morning of September 29th. The investigation all started with a complaint from a player on the men's golf team. In that complaint, the player says a female player opened up to him about Banzhoff sending her inappropriate text messages, inviting her to his house, causing her to feel uncomfortable. In another instance, Banzhoff sent profanity-laced texts to a golfer, which referenced the player and his girlfriend having sex. Banzhoff went as far as trying to threaten the university by sharing information if they wouldn't promise to hire him back. Now tonight at 10, we will share with you text messages and emails sent from Banzhoff regarding what led to his termination. Live in the studio, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
Deanne, thanks. Continuing coverage tonight on a major shift in the oil industry. OPEC ministers met in Vienna today to discuss efforts to boost falling oil prices. An oversupply has sent oil prices lower since 2014, which in turn has sent gas prices down. Today, we're continuing our coverage on OPEC and its decisions to limit oil production.
And how that decision impacts the Permian Basin. CBS 7's Amanda DeBerry met with a local expert today who has an answer. Amanda?
Jay and Tatum, local oil expert Kurt Edwards tells me that OPEC's decision is the first positive sign that the basin has seen in 24 months. In fact, he's calling it an early Christmas present. After years of trying to prop up energy markets, some of the world's largest oil producers finally agreed to cut production for the first time in 8 years in a bid to support prices.
It's going to take 2 million barrels a day off the market, and after a month, that's 60 million barrels that are not in our market that were the month before. And so what that'll do, it helps support pricing.
Oil hit its lowest price of the year at $28 a barrel in February. But OPEC's deal sent prices up to nearly $50 a barrel today, the highest it's been in months. Oil expert Kurt Edwards hopes recovery could be on the horizon, but he and other oil experts are remaining cautious.
Those of us in the Permian Basin are always skeptical about OPEC ever delivering on something. They will cheat on this quota. They always have.
But Edwards says he's grateful that an agreement has been signed, noting oil activity will pick up in the basin once prices hit $60 a barrel.
You won't see all the rigs coming back to work tomorrow, but slowly but surely the market will start picking up if the prices hold and they agree to those production quotas and they keep them.
And Jay and Tatum, right on schedule, there will be a job fair next Thursday held at the Ector County Coliseum, and several oil companies will be represented. Live in Odessa, Amanda DeBerry, CBS 7 News.
Amanda, thanks. This may come as no surprise. West Texas still ranks among the top oil producers in the state. Midland is currently number 2, producing just over 5 million barrels of oil in September. Texas Railroad Commission released the report Monday. Martin, Upton, and Reeves counties each made the list, producing at least 3 million barrels of oil. Andrews County rounded out the top 10, producing 2.8 million barrels of oil.
Time now for a CBS 7 Weather Authority update.
Well, we have seen a cool day across the area, and a chilly night is on the way. As we go ahead and take a look again at what we saw in the way of temperatures, well, currently we're right at 50 degrees, so already becoming a little chilly there out there. 47 in Andrews. And as we look in the forecast this evening, we'll settle into the lower 40s by 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see temperatures touch freezing overnight tonight. So looking for a light freeze for most of West Texas overnight tonight. Continue to take those freeze precautions with the plants and the pets early on Thursday morning.
Tom, thanks very much. New details tonight on a story you saw first on CBS 7. A DPS investigation is underway after an injured 3-year-old girl was somehow forgotten and left in a wrecked vehicle at the scene of the crash. DPS Sergeant Oscar Villarreal tells CBS 7 the internal investigation will determine if troopers on the scene of the crash followed protocol. He says the DPS follows an inventory policy for each and every crash they work. The specifics of that policy were not immediately available. Last night, we learned that an internal investigation into the Odessa Fire and Rescue concluded that they did nothing wrong. The driver of the Jeep remains in jail.
Tracking crime across the basin this evening, a man is behind bars after he's accused of sexually assaulting a 16-year-old Odessa girl. That's according to police, who say 36-year-old Bo Annie Ledger was arrested after officers went to Medical Center Hospital on Tuesday for a possible sexual assault to a child. The victim was taken to Harmony Home, where an investigation revealed that the teen had been sexually assaulted, allegedly by Ledger. He was later charged and arrested accordingly.
Today, Midland police have a warning. They say in November, multiple vehicle windows were shot out with a BB gun. Police are asking for your help, reporting any suspicious people, vehicles, or acts of vandalism. The incidents happened mainly during the early morning hours during the weekend. And just last week, Odessa police reported the same problem. They say about 40 cars were shot at with a BB gun in just 2 days.
Odessa police also needing your help to track down a missing woman. Take a look at this person. Officials say 48-year-old Bobby Jo Knight was last seen on September 1st. We are told Knight was leaving her home in the 4600 block of North Dixie with her boyfriend, 33-year-old Michael Hurt. Hurt is considered to be a person of interest in the disappearance. Anyone with information on her whereabouts should call Odessa Police or Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers number is 333-TIPS.
In Kermit, the city is looking to enact a curfew for teenagers. The idea was on the most recent city council agenda. No action was taken. City leaders are now working with police to write a proposed ordinance that would and what it would entail. They hope to have a first reading at their next city council meeting.
Well, still to come here on CBS 7 News at 6. Holidays are usually a time where the community comes together to support those in need. We'll tell you about one local food kitchen that has seen an abundance of support from many of you.
And in sports, Jake Gayden is talking about the Cowboys. They're one game away from making it to the playoffs, and he has all the details. But first, we're headed over to the CBS 7 Weather Center. Chilly day all across the basin.
Yeah, get those jackets ready, though. Colder conditions are headed our way, right, Tom?
That's exactly right. As we take a look at today's weather almanac, about right where we should be this time of the year, maybe a few degrees cooler as we saw temperatures this afternoon top out only at 55 degrees. Well, welcome back. We are going to be looking at some rainy and cold conditions in your weekend, the forecast. In the meantime, though, things will be a little cool out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at your weather headlines as we're going to see one more nice day on the way. Before we start to see those changes move into our forecast, coming up on Friday, we'll see an increase in the clouds, and then here come the showers. Looks like, especially in the afternoon hours, and off and on rain, breezy conditions, and downright cold conditions are on the way coming up for Saturday. Here's a look at our live eye cam in Midland right now, where we are seeing nice conditions as we look at the view of the Midland skyline there in the tall city. 50 degrees right now with a south wind very light at 8 miles an hour. Rain is on the way right now. We're starting to see a little area of high pressure build in right across the West Texas area, but it's not going to last all that long, as we're already seeing the next storm system start to take shape here across the Pacific Northwest. That system rolling in, and as that happens, we're going to see plenty in the way of Gulf and Pacific moisture. The system will provide plenty of lift, so that'll develop the showers. And also watching a little disturbance back here in the eastern Pacific too. That may bring some changes A little more rain to our forecast later on in the weekend. Right now across the state of Texas, though, very quiet conditions out there across most areas. So it looks like we're continuing with the quiet, cool conditions coming up for your Thursday. Now let's take a look at what's going to happen here on the Futurecast forecast. A little bit closer in. Here's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to see again clear skies for the most part coming up tomorrow, maybe a high cloud or two, but by tomorrow evening starting to pick up a little more Gulf moisture, and that rapidly overspreads the area. Late tomorrow night, early into Friday, starting to pick up maybe a shower or two, but really holding off until the afternoon hours. So an off and on shower in the forecast there. Then that disturbance starts to approach the area. So here comes more rain in the forecast starting early on Saturday and continuing throughout most of the day with cold conditions in the forecast as that next front starts to drop down. Have a jacket ready this evening. Again, mid to lower 40s on the way under the clear skies in our forecast. And coming up for Thursday, we could see a light freeze for parts of West Texas, generally from the Davis Mountains north for the early morning hours. It won't last long, though, but take those freeze precautions. And a little milder tomorrow, 63. Here's what we're looking at the next 3 days. We're going to be looking at an increase in the rain. Another shot of cold air on the way for Saturday, so it looks like the weekend kind of a cold, messy day, and some of that will continue into Sunday, and then we'll see those temperatures moderate a little bit for the early part of next week. So plenty of winter weather. The good news is all areas are going to stay above freezing for this rain event, so not expecting any frozen precip out of all this, but
just a mess.
Cold and wet, good fireplace weather.
Okay, and tree lighting tomorrow looks great.
Yeah, I think we're going to be A-OK. Midland, a little bit different story, though, on Saturday.
Okay.
Tom, thanks very much.
Tom, thanks very much. We have much more to come here at 6.
We'll tell you about a local story of a kitchen that has seen an enormous amount of donations this holiday season. We'll have the story next. Stay with us.
To hand to somebody who's living on the street, who sleeps under the stars, his head on his backpack, and you hand him an envelope with $100 in gift cards, I can't even put into words how beautiful it is.
The Breaking Bread Soup Kitchen mission is to make sure everyone has a warm meal, even when they are closed for the holidays. To make that a reality, the organization created a fundraiser for those in need.
CBS 7's Julia Thatcher spent the day in Midland, where she learned how a unique donation will help keep empty stomachs full this Christmas.
Breaking Bread Food Kitchen uses gift cards to help members of the community who otherwise might not have a hot meal.
Employees at the Breaking Bread Food Bank enjoy a 2-week vacation after the Christmas holiday. But Trisha Weatherford said she had a guilty conscience knowing people who rely on them for hot meals would be left in the cold. So she came up with a solution.
Hunger never stops. You know, you wish that we could solve it, that we could end it, but it's always there. You eat a meal and in a few hours you're hungry again. So a 2-week break is a long time for somebody to go with maybe just a few cans of food or a few dollars to stretch.
But how do they decide who gets the gift cards?
It's the ones that we see, the ones that we know depend on us and need us.
And the fundraiser exceeded expectations.
It's humbling, really, to stand in a place where we have collected $25,000. I mean, that is a lot of money, and it's just from right here in Midland. And because we've surpassed our goal, what that looks like now is instead of 10 nights of gift cards, we will include the full 12 nights of gift cards, where I didn't think that that was going to be possible.
Employees say they are not the only ones who are coming together to serve the community.
The donors, the people that come through here, that serve, they are the ones that's making these things possible. Oh, we give God the glory, but these people, we need people. And these people ought to know that they are important.
Employees tell me that they don't share a specific date with the community of when they're going to be passing out the gift cards, but if you're interested in receiving help, to come on down the week before Christmas. In Midland, Julia Thatcher, CBS 7 News.
Julia, thanks very much. Ring in the holiday season with the lighting of the city of Odessa's Christmas tree. CBS 7 News is proud to present this special live broadcast. It happens tomorrow night at 6:30, and we're having that exclusively for you. It's a half hour of music from the ECISD Combined Middle School Choir, also a bird's eye view of Starbright Village presented by First Basin Credit Union, and your first look at the city's Christmas tree as it lights up the West Texas sky over McKinney Park. Remember, it happens tomorrow, presented by CBS 7 News.
And in Odessa, a tattoo parlor is offering discounts on tattoos and piercings for toy donations. According to Black Cat, they will have several pre-drawn designs for those making donations to choose from. Receipts for the toys, though, must be brought and shown in order to get the credit.
Jake Gaden joins us now with a look at sports. Man, if you are still playing football right now, things are going well for you.
Fantastic. But we're talking, though, this time, Texas Tech and Patrick Mahomes. Will he stay in Lubbock next year? That's coming up next in sports. Welcome back. I'm Jake Gaden. Here's a look at local sports today. Football in December. It's what many high school football teams dream of when the season starts. For the Seminole Indians, it's even more of a dream, as it's the first time in program history that they've made it this far in the 4A playoffs. The Indians played District foe Sweetwater Friday at 7 p.m. at Grande, and according to QB Brett Hicks, the guys are even more than ready.
I kind of knew it. Just like ever since we've been growing up, we were always a good team. Just putting it together, you know, it's going to be exciting. Sweetwater's a real good team, always have been, so it'll be fun.
We'll have more from the Indians coming up tonight at 10 p.m. Will he stay or will he go? That is the question on all Red Raider fans' minds right now, as starting quarterback Patrick Mahomes will soon decide if he will forego his senior season in Lubbock and enter his name into the NFL draft. Mahomes will see what his draft stock will look like first in the draft. Currently, the Tech Signal Caller ranks second among quarterbacks eligible for the draft, according to many draft polls. But right now, it's still a waiting game, and no one knows when the decision will be made.
We got to do what's best for him. If there's a high pick out there and that's where he's going to go and the money's right, then that's probably what he needs to do. But if there's a way that we can improve his draft stock and he can get his degree and come back and be better and learn more about the game, then that's what we'll do. So I truly don't have a feel for it either way. We're going to go through a thorough process, and he's on board with that and figure out the best decision for him.
I'll talk to Coach Kingsbury, talk to my family, and figure out what's the best decision. And like I said, I think of the interview after the game. I mean, right now my plan is to stay at Texas Tech, and we'll see where it takes me.
And to the Cowboys, they play tomorrow night against the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Now, in terms of the last game on Turkey Day, Des Bryant had some not nice feelings and wasn't really even thankful for his opponent, Josh Norman of the Washington Redskins. This week, though, Des is just trying to put that behind him and focus on the task at hand, making the playoffs.
You know, I wish I never did what I did, but that's okay because it's over with now. You know, I'm not even focused on that. I'm not even for to open up another can. You know, it's all said and done. You know, our business is the Dallas Cowboys and each other, and you know, that's something that we're going to remain to do. We just got to stay in tune to what we're doing. We can't look outside the box.
Cowboys players will be wearing custom cleats, though, during the game against the Vikings on Thursday. It's an NFL campaign called My Cause, My Cleats. It allows and encourages players to wear special cleats supporting the cause of their choice. Ezekiel Elliott's shoes will feature his dog and the fight against animal cruelty, and tight end Gavin Escobar wants to raise awareness in his fight against cancer.
Yeah, so they're for testicular cancer. I had it when I was 18. So I kind of want to raise awareness for that because I know if I hadn't got myself checked, you know, it might have been a different story for me. So I kind of want to raise awareness for if anyone's having pain down there, you know, don't feel ashamed. You know, go see a doctor, talk to your friends, just get it checked out.
What a great thing for the NFL. Tom will have our last look at weather when we come back. Stay with us.
Tom has a last look at the forecast.
And yes, we are going to be looking at, again, some changes on the way. Cool temperatures hanging around for the rest of the week, but here comes the rain in our forecast. Friday, another strong cold front. Saturday with more rain, so chilly conditions on the way coming up this weekend.
You got basketball tonight?
Midland College. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully a district game. Okay.
Entertainment Tonight is coming up next.
We'll see you tonight at 10.